in conversation with Fahim Zaman here in our Karachi studio, and he has been both an administrator and mayor of Karachi. Can you tell me, Fahim, how did that happen exactly?
The ancient days. It was the first time I was there. This was 1994. It was Pakistan People's Party government, and I had a very long, political relationship with Benazir Bhutto. Those days when she was incarcerated by Ziaul Haq. I used to be a student activist in Karachi. She had known me from since then. So, and then the second time around, it was Jal Musharraf's tenure, to be 22nd October 1999, to be exact, when I was the administrator. And I couldn't last with him for more than 4 months, and I tried my level best to, but in the brigadiers running monitoring teams, trying to measure potholes. So that was, you see, we're talking about the devolution plan.
Actually, yes, I have a question for you on that. To what we were talking about just now off camera as well, that there's no financial autonomy in this system, and how can you have devolution without that?
Yeah, you see, on 30th June, in fact June 1999, it was Mir Nawaz Sharif Sahab was the Prime Minister then. In the federal budget, it was announced that the octroi will be abolished, octroi and zilla tax, which used to be the main source of local financial resources, will be abolished, and the sales tax will be enhanced from 12.5% to 15%.
Right.
And this 2.5% enhancement will take care of the matching grants for times to come for the districts and tehsils, etc., etc. Now, once that happened, octroi and zilla tax was not a federal money; it was a local money, so could have only been abolished by the provincial governments. Okay, provincial budgets, as you know, follows the federal budget. So, and obviously the provincial budgets did sort of undertake that. But once that happened, the districts or the municipalities, so to speak, were completely deprived of any intrinsic or indigenous resources, financial resources, and they became completely dependent upon the provincial as well as the federal government. Even today, the district governments or the towns, they get matching grants in view of 30th June 1999 collections. Okay, the money is collected by the CBR, or now Federal Board of Revenue,
right,
passed on to provincial governments, and provincial governments transfer those monies to the district government.
I see.
Now, the thing is, there's always a tussle, and there are always shortfalls. Okay, there are federal taxes that due to local level. Okay, like electricity dues, water dues, etc., etc. So it's very easy to adjust these monies against those outstanding dues. Okay, not realizing that if you do that, how is the huge establishment that you have transferred to the local government, okay, which used to be previously part of the provincial establishment, okay, will get their salaries. And it happens, like Mustafa Kamal has been claiming, that he is unable to pay the salaries of his employees now.
That's correct.
So, if you're a good boy, you will get the money. If you're not a good boy, if there is a conflicting, like in Punjab as well as in Sindh, the Nazims have been created by PMLQ or Musharraf, loyalists, etc., or in case of Sindh, MQM, okay, and you have PMLN and PPP sitting as the provincial authorities. Now, so it's like a like a football. I mean, a football match. You're trying to. Everybody is trying to sort of. It's one upmanship, or it's not realizing at the end of the day, it's the people of this country, common man, who will suffer and who suffers.
That's right.
And
Actually, speaking of common man, I have a comment here from someone whose name, Twitter ID is Creativity. I would say that Nazims are best as we can access them directly for any problem. Secondly, they are all people from the area. You know, I want to ask you, there's a bit of a divide when we see people from Karachi, how they respond, and people from the Punjab, how they respond. Punjab very much wants to do away with this system. Can you explain why that would be?
You see, when you say Karachi and Punjab, you're actually, it's not Sindh and Punjab.
Yes, quite right.
Incidentally, we have a very amiable and a very good Nazim in Karachi. Okay, Mustafa Kamal is a very good man. Okay, I like him. I mean, I've voted all my life for Pakistan People's Party, but when it comes to Mustafa Kamal, I like him as a person. As a Punjab, you have a political party across Punjab, meaning PMLN, that has political support, and Nazims are seen as the remnants of, are probably seen, okay, as remnants of Musharraf era. Okay, so you see that divide there. Okay,
I see.
But if you go to interior of Sindh, okay, you know, coming back to that comment that I can access my Nazim. If this is the local government ordinance 2001, okay, I'm reading from chapter 3, district government. It says composition of district government. The district government shall consist of Zilla Nazim and district administration. There are union council, the UC Nazim, union council Nazim, there are town Nazims, you know, there are like 178 UCs in Karachi. They fall not in district government, they go to the Zilla Council, okay, and Zilla Council shall consist of all Union Nazim district and following members elected on the reserved seats. I would just like to read one subsection of this,
okay,
which talks about Zilla Council shall elect monitoring committees which should perform their functions in a non-intrusive manner without interfering in the day-to-day working of the relevant officers of the district government and do not assume a command and control role. So these 178 UC Nazims or the town Nazim, they have very, very little role in the district government. Right. They're there to approve the budget, council. They're there to be in session for 50 days. They're there to be, you know, look nice and pretty. But the common man doesn't realize that the district, the whole district setup, I mean, the district Nazim today is as powerful as the administrator, okay? The administrator, because there was no council at that time, okay? So the powers of the council were with the district, with the administrator. Today, council doesn't have any powers, and all powers are with the district Nazim and the administration, which is essentially bureaucracy, okay? You have the DCO, okay? Karachi, the first DCO here was Shafiq Paracha. He's a retired officer now. He was a very, very good man. He performed his job judiciously. Okay, there was today you have Javed Hanif, again a very good DCO. So people of Karachi, they don't realize that they are looking at Mustafa Kamal, Shafiq Paracha, and Javed Hanif. They're not looking at the local government ordinance.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we have now. Fahim Zaman, it's been a real pleasure having you in the studio. And we are going to see you right here tomorrow morning, bright and early. That's all from me, Naveen Naqvi and the Breakfast at Dawn team. Have a fabulous day.